Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the August 2020 Shadow Work Tarot reading for the sign of Aquarius. Now please keep in mind this is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this month's reading in regards to your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. So do take a look at your natal chart, see the corresponding zodiac signs, and see which video's title resonates for you most. If you do have other placements that is particularly heavy in a specific sign, you can check that out also. It doesn't have to be those specific placements, okay? So with regards to the spread, I'll be pulling 2 cards from the Dark Mirror Oracle deck. We'll get 1 card from the Moonology Oracle deck, 5 cards from the Wild Unknown Tarot, and then 1 card from the Intuitive Tarot deck. Okay, so Aquarius, let's get into your reading and see what's being revealed to you at this time, particularly with the energies of the full moon in Aquarius coming into play. So what is it that the shadow self is revealing at this time in order to be understood, healed, and released, and transformed? What is the shadow aspect revealing at this time? What's been brought to the surface with the sign of Aquarius? Well, too many cards there. Okay. What is coming up for Aquarius at this time? What shadow energies are being revealed at this time for Aquarius? Okay, those 2 came up together, so I'm going to take these 2. Alright, so the first card you got is Perchance to Dream. Okay, and the second card you got is Sacrifice. Not a card I get very often, to be honest with you, when I use this deck. So Perchance to Dream and Sacrifice. Okay, so with this combination here, I feel like what's being revealed at this time is that there is something that you want, okay, Aquarius? There's something that you want, but you feel like in order to accomplish it, you would have to give too much of yourself to the situation, or it would demand too many changes, too many things that you'd have to transform or simply release entirely, right? So rather than doing that work or doing what is required of you to obtain that dream, you would rather just allow it to be that, a dream, right? Just allow it to just fester in the back of your mind. Just keep it in a warm, safe space and go to it whenever you feel like daydreaming, whenever you're having a nap or having some rest at night, going to sleep. Just not allowing it to be, nothing more than, a safe space in your mind that you can visit whenever you feel like it. Okay, that's what I'm getting from this. So essentially what this is self-sabotaging your own dream, sabotaging your own happiness, because you are unwilling to do the work, because you're understanding it would take a lot more than you're willing to give to the situation, ultimately. So we can have a look at what that is, but let's have a closer look at these energies here. So Perchance to Dream. This, as you can see, there is a prince here. He's got his crown on, he's falling back, and there he is, his shadows aspect is kind of encouraging him to do so. Like, yeah, don't worry about that. You don't want to do that. It's never going to happen. So why not just dream about it? Why not just waste your time, waste your life, imagining what it would be like, or just, putting it to the back of your mind. You don't need to do that. You don't have to take action. You don't need to explore your potential. You can just, take it easy, forget about it, It's that kind of energy, which is obviously not what you want if this is something that you truly wish to obtain in your life, whatever this dream is, whatever shape or form it takes. If you allow yourself to sit in this energy, it will never happen. That's the reality here. So it's not just a case of like, oh, that would be nice, you know, maybe one day I can just sit on it for now. It's a case of, if you stay in this energy, it will not happen. It just won't. Okay, so that's something to be aware of. Next card you have is sacrifice. Okay, so yeah, this is essentially saying that, you know, in order to go after what it is we truly want in life, it takes a lot. Okay, it's not something that's just going to fall into our lap. It takes action on our part. It takes, you know, being aligned to whatever the vision is, being prepared to do the work, being prepared to make hard decisions, choices. You know, there's always an element of sacrifice involved, whether it's your time, whether it's your energy, your finances, you know, your environment, whatever it is, there's always an element of sacrifice involved in order to obtain or accomplish a dream, right? So if you're not prepared to do that because of fear, or because you're thinking it's too demanding, it requires too much of you, then of course it's never going to happen. So what you need to ask yourself is, how important is this dream to you? Like, how do you feel when you think about it? What does it make you feel like when you consider that being a possibility? You know, does it invoke positive feelings in you? Does it make your, you know, soul rise? Does it make you feel very impassioned? Does it make you feel driven? Does it make you feel accomplished, successful? Does it make you feel abundant? If it makes you feel those things, then don't you think it's perhaps worth exploring at least, right? So that's something you have to really ask yourself at this time, because only you know what this vision and what this dream is. Perhaps we can shed some more light on that as we, you know, go through the reading. But of course, it's going to be very different for each person. So let's have a look now with regards to the Moonology deck and what that can reveal about this energy, right? If there's any advice that can be given to help you work through this at this time. Especially with the full moon being your sign, Aquarius, it's like a good opportunity to take action on something. It's a good opportunity to, you know, it's a good opportunity to seize this while you can, right? And not allow your fear or whatever it is that is stopping you from taking action from doing so, right? It's making a decision, right? Okay. This is what I'm talking about. The card you just got from the Moonology deck is your dreams need a practical plan, full moon and Taurus. Okay, so you could be dealing with a Taurus that have it prominent in your chart. But this is, sorry. But the reality is, you know, you need to take action, right? How much do you want this, whatever this is? If you really want it, then you need to start thinking about it. You need to start considering what your options are, how you can implement a plan of action. What would that plan involve, right? Because that's what it's saying. It's saying, listen, this is obviously something that you really want because it keeps coming up in your energy, right? So if you do want this, then what is going to be needed on your behalf? What are you going to have to do? What steps will you need to take to make it, you know, a part of your reality? There's always an element of action involved. You can't just dream about it, right? Yes, it's safe to dream about it and not take the risks. However, there's always risks involved, as I was saying, right? There's always risks involved. So what are you going to do about it? You know, what calculated risks can you take? Okay, so you need to think about that. What are the, you know, what is the strategy you'll need to take? What steps will you need to take? Will you need assistance with that? Who can assist? You know, look at the, you know, the logistical side of it. Okay, if this is something you truly want to manifest, create, right, embody, move towards, whatever your dream is, you know, if it's something that means that much to you, it's worth putting the effort in and taking the risks, right? So let's have a look then with regards to the tarot. Okay. Okay. Oops, I'm missing one card, so let me just pull that as well, and then we'll get into it. Wow, okay. I like that. Awesome. Okay. So, Aquarius, let's have a look. Okay, so the first card you got is the Three of Wands, okay? Fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You're really being asked to say, listen, do you want to manifest this or not? Is this something you want to take action on? Do you want this to be a part of your reality, yes or no? If the answer is yes, then there are opportunities to do so, right? But it means, you know, you have to set the intention. Then you need to align your will. Then the focus needs to be there. And then action needs to be taken in order for this to come towards you, right? For the window of opportunity and the perfect timing to line up, okay? So that is what's required of you at this time, if you truly want to manifest this, because it's showing you, this is the first card, like, listen, are you serious about this or not? If so, there's things you need to do on your part, and then the universe can do its part, right? So the next card you have is the Five of Pentacles. So Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Could be dealing with a Taurus. We've got strong Taurus coming up at the moment. But yeah, I feel like there's something there's something you know you're going to have to let go of. There's something you're like, okay, I'm going to have to let go of something, release something, walk away from something in order to make that happen. And maybe there's some fear around that, the releasing of whatever this is, right? There's something you're going to have to release, and there's some fear or upset around doing so. So we can have a look when we clarify as to what that is. But I feel like that's the main thing that stops you from going after what it is that you want. The next card you have is the Five of Cups in reverse. So we've got two fives here. So number 5 and 555 could be very prominent for you at this time. That's all about the material realm, okay? The material aspects of life. The tangible. So here with the Five of Cups in reverse, I feel like you are having to look at what it is that you're afraid to leave behind. What is it that you're scared that you're going to lose? What do you think is going to have such a detrimental emotional impact on you if you walk away from whatever this Five of Pentacles is? Perhaps, you know, if it's something to do with a connection, because it being, you know, Five of Pentacles, Five of Cups, it makes me think that possibly you'd have to walk away from a relationship or some significant partnership or some type of connection because it's not aligned to the vision that you have, and maybe that's what's stopping you. You're like, I don't want to give this person up, or I don't want to give up what we have in order to go after my dream, right? And yet it's still very much in your mind. Even if you force it to the back of your mind, it's still showing up in your unconsciousness, right? In your unconscious state and unconscious mind, the shadow aspect, it's still very much present, right? So that means there is still strong desire for whatever this dream is. So pretending that's not the case isn't going to resolve anything. It's only going to create more dissatisfaction and sadness, and, you know, if you're not careful as well, if you feel like the block is in relation to a person, you could grow to resent this person later on for preventing you from taking action. Even if this person's not aware of this, you know, you could still come to resent them because they are the reason why you never explored this opportunity or this dream. So that's something to be mindful of as well. So the next card you have is the Mother of Swords in reverse. So this is your energy, Aquarius, along with Gemini and Libra. So Mother of Swords in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. Yeah. You're finding it difficult. You're finding it difficult to speak up on the matter. You're not expressing what it is you want. I feel like you're just you might even be sulking right now. Like you might just be in a mood and this person doesn't know why. And that's for this reason, as I was saying, you're already getting a bit pissed off and a bit agitated and maybe not expressing yourself in the best way because you're not making it clear that this is in your, your energy field and your mind and your emotional body, that there is a blockage there because you're not expressing what it is that you truly want. And it's making you discontent, it's making you moody, it's making you maybe even possibly argumentative at times, or just very quick to agitate to the point where someone says something and you might snap back or say something that is very cutting, right? And then you have to apologize for being snappy, but you're not really sharing or getting to the heart of what's causing this discontent, right? And that you're just kind of, walking through life, not really thinking about what it is that you need to do that's going to make you happy, right? So let's go into the clarifications then. Okay. So clarifying the Three of Wands, you have the Knight of Swords in reverse. So air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Yeah. It's like, yeah, you're still afraid to take action towards what it is that you want. There is an opportunity to manifest this. There's an opportunity to bring it into your reality, but you're still just kind of like, oh, but I can't do that. I can't just go off and do that. Like, that's not what I can't do that. There's some reason for you feeling like that, but it's like when someone says, oh, if you were to speak to someone, for example, and you're like, oh, I want to travel the world with just a backpack and, have all these crazy new experiences, explore new places, learn new things. And someone says, okay, well, why don't you just save the money and do that? You're like, I can't do that. I have responsibilities, I have to stay at home. I have to do this, that, and the other. I have a job. I have to maintain that. And someone's like, why do you have to do that? And you're like, because I have to. I have to do that. I can't do those things. And it's like, but why can't you do those things? That's what you need to question. Are these restrictions self-imposed limits? Are these, factors that are preventing you from doing it actually just excuses, right? That's what you need to look at. So clarifying the Five of Pentacles here, you have the Devil in reverse. So Capricorn energy, could be dealing with Capricorn. But yeah, I feel like you are terrified of losing something. You're terrified of walking away or being cast aside, not being understood, not having your dream understood, right? So perhaps, the issue here is that, you're afraid that if you share this dream with whoever you're dealing with, if you are in a relationship or some kind of connection, or even with your family, if you share this dream, that they're not going to understand you. And not only are they not going to understand you, they won't want to understand you and they won't support you. They'll be like, you can go, but you don't have my blessing, pretty much. And that's going to make you feel like shit. Because I think on some level, perhaps you already know that you won't have their blessing in whatever it is that you want to do. They're just going to be like, well, you can do that, but, we're done. Or, if it's a family member, they'll be like, you can do that, but if you go down that path, you're no longer a relative of mine. Which is horrible. I mean, that's a horrible energy to deal with, especially if you're just pursuing something that really matters to you. So that already tells you a lot about the kind of connection you're dealing with, if that's their attitude towards supporting a vision or a dream, right? So I feel like that may be what's holding you back. So then in regards to the Five of Cups in reverse, you have the Five of Wands. So you see 3 fives here, right? So it's reminding you that regardless of what anyone else says or does, you are the only one who's responsible for your reality, okay, for your life, for your circumstances. No matter what kind of pressures you think you have, or obligations to others, or whatever anyone else tells you, you are in control of your life. Only you can dictate how that plays out, right? So that's the thing. So regardless of whatever fear tactics, emotional manipulation, may be used against you, right? You can choose to overcome that. You can choose to simply walk away from all of that. Because I feel like there's going to be, drama, right? If you try and win people on side, if you try and get the support of this person or these people, right? Because there's 5 here. So despite, whatever conflicts may arise from you taking this action, if it's what you truly want, I feel like that's something you need to go for, okay? Because unfortunately, not everyone that are closest to us are going to support us in our mission or in our vision or our dreams, right? But it's obviously something that means a great deal to you, and you can't live your life based on the expectations of others, right? So that's something you're going to have to really weigh up in your mind, okay? Because obviously I don't know your circumstances. I don't know what kind of responsibilities or obligations you may have. So you have to use your discernment here. So finally, clarifying the Queen of Swords in reverse here at the end, you have the 2 of Cups in reverse. So yeah, water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So here you are, here's your emotional self coming out, right? And this is a case of, that if you express what it is that you want, there's a good chance you're going to lose this partnership or lose this connection, whatever it is, right? So you're holding back, but at the same time, it's still causing a rift in the connection because your frustration, your upset, your feeling of not being feeling fulfilled, is still coming out. It's still playing out in the dynamic with this person. And as I said, if you leave it like this for too long, it can result in, full-blown conflicts and just, what's the word I'm looking for? Resentment, towards this person for preventing you from taking action, okay? So I feel like unless you start dealing with this and being really honest about what it is you're feeling, it's going to cause a rift in the connection regardless, right? Perhaps things won't be as bad as you fear if you actually have this communication, right? Because even if there are some people that don't understand and cause the whole scene, the person closest to you may actually be a support, okay? So unless you give that unless you give them that opportunity, how will you know, right? Excuse me, I just need a sip of my drink. So yeah, this is it, It's better to be open and honest about what you're feeling and what you want than keeping it to yourself. So then finally, the last card you have is the Magician. All right, so manifestations, okay? This is something that you can really start to work on. Like I said, with this card being present, the Magician and the 3 of Wands, the opportunity is there. It's just a question of, will you take it? Will you put the work in? Will you express what is needed at this time in order for you to go after this, right? Are you going to wait for permission, or are you going to do it anyway? Because I feel like that's what it comes down for. Do you really need permission and someone else's blessing for you to go after what it is you want in life? So the choice is yours, Aquarius, at the end of the day. No one can force you to do anything, and no one can force you to not do anything, right? It comes down to what you want to do. And yes, it might be tricky. There might be some resources that are required that you might not currently have, but explore your options. What are your options for making that materialize? What is it that you can do to help give you the resources or give you the time that, how can you free up time if that's what it is, Whatever you feel like you are lacking, have a look at what options are available to you, all right? So yeah, Aquarius, I hope this helps anyway. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you're informed as to when your next reading goes live on the channel. And yeah, I'm just sending you lots of luck, and lots of courage with this, because, your dreams are very much at this, forefront of your mind at this time. Even if it's not something you're giving too much time to consciously, it's still very much just under the surface. So now is the time to really sit down with yourself and weigh it up. Should I go for it or should I not? Okay, so lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.